Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Endzone 2 Season 3. We are in our third episode today and we've got quite a bit that we need to crack on with. So last time we had expanded our storage, we've also gone into our research and we have unlocked the water tower and the upgraded food depot. Now to actually construct these and complete these upgrades, we can actually do one, and can we do another one? Can we upgrade this food depot as well? We can. So we do need bricks, so we're going to have to get our brickworks back in operation, and it currently is. The clay pit is doing well, and the brickworks is also operating as well. That's good. So today is going to be about continuing our exploration of the zone and seeing if we can unlock some more spots. Now, there are some expeditions that we can go on. Obviously, the sewage treatment plant, we're going to need to get our education up and running there as well, and the scrapyard we're a little bit further away from. So we need to have a look at some other places where we can go. Now, nearby, there is this pharmacy, actually. I don't think we've done that. We needed the fire axe and the lockpick for that, and we do now have a fire axe, so we can take that on and take the lockpick, and then we will head off back to the pharmacy to complete that. So we're going to switch our focus over to there and then head off. Now, while that's going, we're going to have a look at what else we can do. So in our research here, we can research swamp farms. We need 50 wood for that. The problem is there are no swamps nearby, so we're going to need to maybe think about repairing our bridge. Now, what's important is if we have a look at what we can construct, if we go into our, I think it's in community buildings, no? Yes, community buildings. So our paper mill. Now, the paper mill is what we need, and that produces paper from reeds and water. We do not have that right now. We need paper to get a school up and running to train an engineer. Now, if you remember last time we were over at the sewage treatment plant, we actually need an engineer to manipulate the valves and levers in that space. There are no swampy areas over here in Zone 1, which is a bit of a problem. So if we have a look at the bridge here, once we get that done, we'll go back and finish off our expedition here, and then we're going to go and take a look at the bridge. Now, this bridge should be easy to repair. The problem is that might lead to raiders being released. We're pretty safe here at this moment in time, but we don't know what might happen if we happen to get a raider coming in. The other option is it might be potentially possible to trade with Rusty Rolf to see if he can give us some paper, so that we can educate some settlers and get something done, but I don't think he has paper in stock, so that's unfortunate as well. He might have reeds in stock, in which case we can get a paper mill up and running. Let's actually pay him a visit before we head back home. So Rusty Rolf is over here. Let's go have a word with him. Just speed things up, see if he has anything in stock that we can make use of. Rusty Rolf, though, mainly stocks things like your iron and copper and stuff, so he's not going to have what we need. He does have a quest for us. We're going to have a look at that in a moment, but for now, let's head back home. We've also got a sickness that has broken out. Now, that is difficult. Unfortunately, they're just going to be affected by that because we have no way to combat the sickness right now. And that is another reason why we're going to need swamp farms, because they have herbs. And the herbs is what we can turn into medicated items to improve the health of our settlers. So we're very much a little bit stuck in our ways at this moment in time. We have access to latex and stuff, so we can create rubber here, but we can't do any of the other stuff, which is really unfortunate. We're also down a well keeper because, again, you can see here the sickness is starting to ravage us a little bit. So we're in a little bit of a disaster zone on the home front at the moment. But we are going to still head out and check out this bridge. If I can find it, it's right there. And we also actually need an engineer for our bridge, I think. So that could leave us in a little bit of a difficulty because we don't have access to an engineer. Unless we happen to be very lucky and get one off the bat, but this might be tougher than I was expecting. So heading down here, there's a barrel there. We can have a look at this bridge defect, where we need 100 wood to repair the first part of the structure. So we are going to head back. We'll do a little bit of exploring because there will be no doubt some places that we can loot here and see if we can grab enough resources to repair this bridge. And it looks like we have to go quite far afield because I've already explored quite a few of these areas. Now, the lack of a swamp in this area might wreck the playthrough a little bit to begin with. Although, is there a fourth one up here? I think I remember seeing one on the map. So that could be a winner for us. So we're going to head out in this direction and see if we can head a little bit north, because I think I am right in that. think there was a fourth area. There it is, a new zone. Right, and there are 2 swamp areas in this zone. So we have swampland, coal, clay. We've got a restorable room in the form of an iron mine, an iodine mine. There's clay over there. It's a very small area, though, so we're going to have to be very careful with how we place things, but it will mainly be for the swamp farm. So there's 2 swampland areas there. We could build our next settlement there, and I think that's probably going to be our best option so that we can get something up and running very soon. We'll head back to Festa Chapel, which I keep meaning to change the name of, and you'll see the forest here has now started to grow quite nicely. So we can switch our work zone there, and then we can have our tree nursery just continue to focus. We'll swap our focus over to this area here, and they will start putting new trees in there. Then we'll put all of this stuff into the settlement, and we'll just slow things down. The sickness has kind of finished off now, and we're now starting to recover a little bit. You can see there we're up to 90 settlers with 2 in supply. Right, so we're low on wood. We'll sort that out. There we go. That's done already. And they want a school to be built. So we're going to keep that in our back pocket for now. And then we're going to have a look at what we can research. We have 3 research points. We can research the paper mill once we get 25 reeds. We can research the swamp farm now. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to need to set up our new settlement. So I'm going to take 10 adults. We're going to take a fair bit of scrap, a fair bit of water, and a little bit of wood. Can't take too much though. I think we actually need a bit more than that, so we'll just have to cope without for now. Then we'll take a lot of food, and we better have a look at our forestry. So we're going to have to get some more people working in that. Our woodcutters lodges are down due to the population being down. Right, we'll just deal with the loss of wood for now, and then we're going to head out here into the wilderness. We're going to go and put one here. We'll put a loading bay there. Actually, no, we'll put our loading bay here. Right, off we go. Let's see if we can build a brand new settlement. It's quite difficult not having, just having a swamp farm here, because it means that they're not going to be able to create the stuff for rubber gloves and activated charcoal masks. But that actually gives us a viable trade to begin with. So our new settlement is now being built, and we're going to put our town center probably here. Yeah, I think that'll do. So our town center goes there. Right, okay, so Rusty Rolf has said he's going to help us out for some reason. Then we're going to send our Pathfinder back home, and we're going to set up this settlement here. Now we're going to change this from Obus to let's call it a swamp. God, I don't know, swamp. We'll call it swamp for now. We'll call it Medici. Medici's a good one, and we'll change the symbol to that. We'll make it green. Then we're actually going to go over to Festa Chapel, and we're going to change this to Newtown, and we'll give it like a beacon. We'll make it yellow. There we go. Right, okay, so in Medici is going to need its usual constructions to start with. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put up a woodcutting lodge here. It's going to be very, very small in terms of what work we can do in there, and it's not going to be very well balanced in terms of the efficiency of the place, but we need to get things kicked off quite quickly. We can then put in a road, although we don't have any iron tools, so that's going to be difficult as well. But we can bring the road down to here. It won't even let me put the road in because I don't have the tools. So when we get the car back, we'll be able to do that. But for now, let's set about putting in all of the other stuff we need. So a jetty is going to be the first thing that we build. And that is going to go here. And then just across from that, we're going to put in our fishery. And that's going to go right there. Then we're going to need to put in some logistic stuff. So we need a cistern, which can go... Oof, we're really tight on space, and I really don't want to go in. I can't even go into the swamplands, actually, because of the fact that it's so close to the bone there. But we put a road in there quite naturally. Then let's have a look at what houses we can put in. So tents. Now, our tents can have 5 settlers. We have 10 who are homeless currently. So we can put in 1 tent here and another one here. And then we can just carry on these tents all the way down to the bottom. Can't quite build one there, but we do want the population to increase early doors. So hang on a minute. We're just going to demolish this a second because I want to arrange this in a bit of a better way. So our tents are going to start here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'll move this fishery. Oh, I can't move it. Can I move it a bit forward? No. What about here? We go back a little bit. Yeah, I don't want it to go back a bit either. Let's put the house in first, and then we'll see what we can put in there. There we go. And then we'll go with the fishery. And it kind of can back out like that, or we can go here, but then getting that little road in. That should work. Not the best layout, but it gives us something. There's no point doing a foraging hut because I'm about to eliminate all of the tree coverage there. So unless we get a tree nursery up and running somewhere over here, that's not going to work very well at all. Then we need a scrapyard. Now, our scrapyard can go somewhere close by. We could put it here in the forest, or we could put it here and just adjust the work area a little bit so that it can just about get into where it needs to be. Or I could put it right here, but then I need to think about where I'm going to put the recycler, which is smaller, a bit more compact, so we can get it in. But then it's obviously the road layout that we need to think about as well, because I don't actually think I can build roads over the swamp. Oh, I can build roads over the swamp, so that's good. So let's have a look then. The scrapyard gonna need to go here, I think. Then we'll have to put the recycler in there. That's going to then allow us to run a road up there and around. We have a look at where our fishery is, which is there. We can run a road down that way and then across there. Okay, that works. Good. Right, we just need some tools so we can build our roads, and we need some cloth. So we have no protective clothing over in Medici, and we have a drought coming in as well. This could have been the worst possible time to build a settlement. They are getting water though, so that's fine. We'll put all 5 settlers into getting some water for us. Thankfully, we don't have any houses yet, so that's okay. The drought here though could be a massive problem because we definitely don't have enough water in here. We're going to put everybody we can into water production. And let's build another jetty. We can just fit one in. No, we can't. We can put one here though. No, even that's not going to go in. Right, we're going to have to go around this side of the lake to get another jetty in. But once that's been built, we'll be okay. Then we can put more people to work in that. Right, over here, we're going to exchange goods with the settlement. We want to bring some cloth in. We can bring quite a few units of cloth. We'll bring some scrap as well. And we'll also bring in a bit of wood. I will take some water. Food we don't need to bring in. We don't need any of that stuff. And then tools. Okay, we'll take 30 tools. There we go. Right, then we'll head back over to our new settlement. And then back to here. Right, how are we looking? This jetty is almost constructed, which means we can get people working in it quickly as we can. Still waiting for a master builder to arrive, actually. There he is, he's on his way. Don't know why he's chosen to go that way, but never mind. We have 2 minutes and 50 seconds until that drought hits. So that's 2 minutes and 50 seconds to stockpile as much water as possible. And it might well be that we're going to need to pay a visit to Rusty Rolf and trade some stuff to him so that we can actually keep ourselves stocked up. Right, so now we should be able to build the recycler. What do we need here? 5 units of plastic. So we'll get this one constructed. We have no wood again. Wood is a bit of a problem at the moment. It looks like we've lost someone as well. Yeah, somebody seems to have died already. That's not good. But if this settlement does end up like going to nothing in this drought, we can just send some more settlers over because the birth rate has been okay. So people are being born into this new settlement that we've got, and we'll be fine for that. Let's head over to Rusty Rolf though anyway and see what we can buy or sell to him. I'm going to go back to my home base first in Newtown. Medici for now is just going to have to start getting some scrap in. Food is another big thing we need to think about. So unfortunately, we can't get the fishery built yet either. That's the drought coming in. And then over here, we're going to just exchange goods with the settlement. We're going to dump in this water. Then we're going to grab, what can we get? We've got another generator there. So we could sell Rusty Rolf the generator and the lockpick to bring in some water. We'll just hold it in the Pathfinder because that will be able to get across and cover some big distance very quickly. We're quite lucky in that everything is quite close together. The water isn't going down. Oh, it is going down quite bad. The drought has about 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on it. And we should have the resources to cope with it, but I am just going to be very careful with this. We're going to trade with Rolf. We're going to bring in as much water as we can from him. And then we're going to sell him the generator, sell him the lockpick. And actually what I might do is I'm going to drop some of the water out of this, and I'm going to take from him some scrap tools. Right, we can't take that many scrap tools. What about that? There we go. We get 50 scrap tools and 500 units of water. And we'll trade that. Then we'll leave the trading post. Then we're going to head back up to Medici, where we drop off. Was the water looking there? Not great, actually. So on our way, as we swing round, we're going to just grab the Pathfinder and head home first. And we've also got a dust storm coming in as well. We're going to drop off quite a bit of water there. That should hold now for the remaining time. Then we're going to head over to Medici and drop off water there. So we still need cloth and we need plastic. We can't get plastic here because we don't have any wood, but we can. The water is now done. We've actually survived that, so that's good. Very good. Now let's see if we can get some wood. We'll just continue exploring a little bit, see if we can find somewhere else to do like loot runs and things. So around here looks like one. There we go. Oh, 50 wood. Perfect. And some plastic as well. So that's going to help us get our new settlement off the ground. There's also 8 units of cloth there, which I can come back for. Further afield, do we have any wood here? Yes, wood, scrap, and plastic. Perfect. Right, let's head back up to Medici. Drop this off. And then we should now be able to trade in some new units and goods and stuff that these guys are going to need, so we can continue expanding this settlement, because we do need medicine, we do need the ability to grow herbs and stuff, so we can dump all of that in, and that is going to let us get our own plastic production up and running. It's going to let us get the food production up and running, and then we can gradually, not all at once, build our own stuff in this settlement. Right, okay, so let's get some roads put in place first. So we can put a road in that goes all the way along here and then links up with the main settlement branch there. And we'll do a smaller road that comes out here and goes up to there. Then we'll run a road along here and another one along here for the houses, and then one just down to here because I can hopefully put my first swamp farm there. We're going to build our first 2 tents now, so then we can bring our population back up to a max of 10. Then we'll drop a couple out of the jetty because we don't necessarily need them working in there. We have like an increasing capacity of water, so that's good. Then we'll get 1 person working in the fishery. That brings our food up a little bit. 1 working in the recycler, 1 in the scrapyard, and then we're left with 2 to work on other things. Right. So then we're going to put a road that goes around here. Actually, it could just cut straight through there. Let's have a road that goes to there, linking up with the woodcutting lodge. Then we will actually build a forestry, tree nursery here, and have them reforest the area just by the swamp here. That means our forestry, our woodcutters can just chop and change in between the 2. Right, we're good now, so we can shift our focus back to this settlement here, where we have already upgraded our water tower and our food depot. We're going to upgrade another cistern there, and we're going to upgrade another food depot there. Then where are our material depots? Because we've got research that we can spend on and we can do, and I think our material depot is in the next research tier. Now, depots and production buildings benefit more from being connected with the town centre by a paved path. So we're going to research the paved path simply because I don't want dirty dust paths all over the place. Now, our brickworks is suffering a little bit. We don't have available workers for it, and the clay pit as well. We still have, you know, we've got 80, 90 settlers here, but we are maxed out now. So unless we start building some new housing here, we're not going to be able to progress any further. Charcoal is our big thing at the moment, so an upgraded charcoal kiln might be the next research tier that we go for, which is going to involve unlocking the research there and then getting our iron tools and bricks. Now, we can get access to iron tools by finding them in and around the area. We have 8 currently, and what I want to do is I'm going to go here. I'm going to make sure that these guys are only using activated carbon masks. I also don't want them to be using things like tools when we could be, you know, I don't want them to use the iron tools. We need them for the research. So we are going to head back out to the wasteland. We're going to see what expeditions we've got that we're going to need stuff for. Now, this sewage treatment plant, apparently, I think it has a plank there. It's not that it needs a plank. It's just got one there. There's a house over here that could be worth looking into, but also there are country houses here. Now, these are going to have quite a lot. We need iron tools there. We need the encyclopedia for plants and a wooden board and a ladder for that one. But this ruin doesn't appear to need anything. So we're going to head over there because that might have research points or a brand new technology that we can instantly unlock. Thankfully, though, Medicia is now set up and we can actually build a swamp farm here now to start producing reeds and or the medicated items that we're going to need, like herbs. So we're just going to build 2 of those, and once we get the resources for them, they need plastic again, but plastic will start to go up as well. We've got our paved path unlocked, which is great. What does the paved path actually need? Bricks. So 1 unit of brick per path. We're going to need a lot of bricks then. So this swamp farm is going to start harvesting herbs. Thankfully, we've got some rain, but it's non-toxic, which is good because it's actually going to reduce the radiation levels here. So we're going to finish off this swamp farm here. That's the last bit's done. We can now build this one. We can put 1 person to work in that swamp farm getting herbs, and this one is going to start getting reeds for us. Good. Right. Okay. Over here, let's start this expedition. So by the end of this episode, we should now have most of our like basic stuff and basic setup ready to go. Thankfully, it looks like we can just go around everywhere here without too much hassle. Get across here to this building where there's a painting. 2222. Got to remember that number. That is the access code for a safe. Move this. Look at the painting. There's a safe there, and the code is 2222. We go, and in the safe is the upgraded town center blueprint, and we are 100% complete, so we can leave now, which is good. We've got medicine in there, so we're going to have to come back here. We're going to head back to our main settlement. And what have I got here? They want us to upgrade the charcoal kiln, which is what I'm hoping to get towards. So here we just need 25 bricks and 10 iron tools. Now, Rusty Rolf does sell iron tools, so we could do that. What are we looking like for bricks? Because I thought we had enough bricks there. 22 bricks we've got, and we need 25. Okay, so that shouldn't take us long. The Pathfinder is on its way back. It's a nice rainy day, which is what we actually want at this moment in time, because it's going to, you know, get rid of the radiation. We're looking good on water and stuff. We've got plenty of food there. We can drop the lockpick off. We're going to head over to Rusty Rolf and actually give him back some of this water in exchange, hopefully, or some iron tools. Now, we only need 2. Over here, at least everybody is housed, and we now have plenty of people living here. We get water coming in quite nicely. The swamp farm can now have a person working it. We're going to change the seed to reeds. And then we're going to plant reeds here. All the way up there. Back down here. And then all the way along again. Oh, that takes us to 100 actually, so we're just going to do a smaller one up to here. Then I'll take away this one, add in another one right there. There we go. So now we can have one person working in the swamp farm, and they'll just get a lot of reeds. We'll get a lot of reeds and a lot of herbs. So if we have a look, we're not going to focus on iron here. We're going to look at herbs. Activated carbon mass we're going to leave, and then the rubber we'll swap out with reeds. So you can see now we're starting to get in the storage of these 2 items. But of course, we're going to need some depots so that we can continue that production. Right, over at Rolf. We're going to finish things off with this, trading all of this stuff to him and seeing if we can just get 2 iron tools. We can get a few more actually, so we're going to take them 2 off. There we go. That gets us 5 iron tools from Rusty Rolf. We're going to leave. We're going to head home. We're going to drop these tools off, and then we are going to get our next research, which is the upgraded charcoal kiln done, so that we can produce charcoal at a better rate and a faster rate. Excellent. Right, that's there. Trade them in. Go to our research. Find that kiln and research it. There we go. Right, good. So we did have a few expeditions left. One of them involves getting that. We're going to go over to this warehouse because I think we've still got something to grab from there. I think they maybe just have stuff in there. Ah, no, we need iron tools. Stop. Where are you going? Come back. We're going to go back to the settlement and grab some more iron tools. I think that's a good way to end our stuff. So we'll go over to that warehouse soon. They want a big party, which is fine. We'll do that. And then the Pathfinder has returned. We're going to pile in the 3 iron tools we've got. We are probably going to need some more. So I'm going to take quite a few units of water here so that we can trade with Rolf. Then we'll head back over to him and get some more iron tools. And then we'll go to the warehouse and finish that exploration off, and then that will be us done for a day. It's been a good episode again. We're continuing to grow. We now have a second settlement, so we're going to hand them to him. We're going to trade. Gets us 4 iron tools. For water, that's not actually a bad trade if we can continue producing plenty of that. Then we're going to head back over to this edge of the map, where we're able to use those iron tools to complete whatever was left of there. And I think there's still some stuff in that warehouse maybe that we can pick up. And that finishes us off nicely. We've got quite a decent supply of herbs and reeds in there, so that's good. Obviously, this is going to end up being a big production area for both paper and herbs. So if we have a look at the school or paper, we can research paper here actually. So once that research on the kiln is done, we can immediately research the paper mill. And then we can have a look at getting the school. Once the school is done, it might well be that we actually put the school here as well, so that this is where we start training some of our specialists. And then that will save us from needing to trade things back. We appear to have had a theft. People aren't very happy here. And they're also not very healthy. But that's something that we can look at another time. Looking at our research then, we're going to unlock the paper mill. And there we go. That's good. Right, okay, so we're back over here. Go into our expedition. And let's see what we needed to do. It was this container here that we need some tools to get into. 4 tools. We get in there, we get some gas masks, and it 100%s that. So we can load all of that into the truck. That's done. Was this one done? Did I have everything here? Yes, we did. Right, good. So we're going to head back home. In fact, we're going to go up here to Medici and we're going to drop off that radiation protection there. And then we will finish off. Been another successful episode here. We've done really well to get this done. They're happy now as well because we completed protective clothing mission for them that I didn't even remember that I had, so that's good. And then we'll head the Pathfinder back there. We've got an empty work area for this woodcutting lodge because we've now cut down all of the trees in this space. Where else can they go then? Can't really go anywhere else. So if we just push them out a little bit further to the end of the ring here, and then where are they? That's them, the tree nursery. We'll have them. It's going to take them a bit longer, but I do want them to kind of go push a little bit further out this way. Then that woodcutting lodge, if we were to change their work area, they can go back to here. The reason that that's still there is because of the efficiency bonus, but we can have a look at the paved path now because that's 26 bricks I've got. I can do 26 units of paved path. Or is it just like the whole path? What if I do that? Oh, okay, so it's not a full one. So that's good. I'm going to pave all the way around my settlement. That's going to help us out. Nice paved path running right the way through the main bit, and then we'll come out to here, and again out to here. We're not building anything out that way, so we can we'll just put a small paved path to the edge of the homestead. And then this one will go out into the main bit of the settlement, where we have all of our gathering getting done. Excellent. We've paved most of this settlement so that people can move things around a bit quicker. That's good. Right, okay, so that is another day done. And everything is starting to look quite nice. Things are taking shape really well here, and I'm very happy with how things are going. We've got Medici over in the other side of the land there, and we'll go over there now if I can manage to find the right place. Medici obviously has a little bit more work to do, but we now have our second settlement, and we can start producing herbs and stuff that we can make paper out of once we get that research, which will allow us to get the engineer trained, and then hopefully get that water treatment plant up and running, which is really good. So thanks all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.